welcome back to TASH Design. I'm Tash, and today's video is my wisdom teeth story. As you guys know, it'll be 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I had my wisdom teeth removed, and I just thought I'll give you my story and how it went, and so you guys, if you guys are having yours out, you know what to expect. So that's decided. So the reason I had to have my wisdom teeth removed, because not everyone has to have theirs removed, was because how they were growing. So my teeth were growing in like that, my wisdom teeth, and I think I'll try to find a picture of me with braces and I'll put it up in this corner. If I find one, I'll put it up there. I had braces for 2 years and 8 months. Yeah, no, long time. It was not a fun time. So basically I got them removed on the 8th of October. So I'll just go through the day and tell you what I felt and everything. So on the 8th of October, I woke up, that was a Monday, I woke up at 7:15 that day so I could have breakfast. For breakfast I had eggs, bacon, hash browns, and yeah, that's it. I had 3 pieces of bacon, 2 eggs and 2 hash browns. It was a big, really good breakfast. It kept me full until I could eat again, which was until about 8:30 that, no, not 8:30 that night, about 8 o'clock, 8:15 that night, so long day. So my surgery wasn't until, I had to be at the hospital for 2 o'clock to start that booked in and everything. So when I woke up, I had breakfast, went for a shower, then went back to bed and just slept until I had to leave, because there's not much me doing, because when I'm awake I just want to drink or something, and I wasn't allowed to drink after 8:30. Yeah, no, they said longer I go without food and drink, it's better for me. So from 8:30 onwards I didn't have anything to eat or drink. So from there I legit laid in my bed, went to sleep, watched YouTube, just try to keep my mind off of it. As the time got closer I did get nervous about it, just because this was my first ever operation, and so not knowing what to expect or how it was going to be. So we left home about 1:30, somewhere between 1:30 and 1:35 we left here at home, and to get to the hospital about 20. We live 5 minutes away from the hospital, so it's not that bad. And so got to the hospital about 20 to 2, and then I got booked in about I was at least 10 to. They called me to walk down to day surgery. From there, then we had to wait in another waiting room, and just saying, hospitals make you wait way too much. Unfortunately, so then once we got to the other waiting room, I got called back. They gave me my bracelet. Then they took all my doodads, got the word for it, my vital signs. There you go. And when they did it, I was fine. My blood pressure was a bit higher at the time, but we're thinking that was just nerves and everything, because when I left they checked it again, and they checked it when I was in surgery, and it seemed to be alright, but just that before. Then from there we got took down to this other waiting room where you had to wait and wait and wait and wait. So from there my mum came with me, of course. From there we just sat and just be totally bored. They did have a TV in there, but where the TV was is a stupid spot, because you've got all these chairs and the TV's up in the corner. So say here's the chairs, TV's up in the corner here, so you can't really watch the TV, which I think is stupid. They should have it somewhere we can at least watch TV, come on. So from there there was 2 people before me, no, 3 people before me before I had mine. So I waited there from about 2:30 to 6 o'clock, and in that time, because I met the two anesthetic doctors, nurses, whatever you want to call them. And so about at 6 o'clock they called me back to the operating room, and went back, and just saying, it's very cold back there, and in the operating room, pretty cold. So I went into the operating room. They got me to lay on the bed. They put the blanket over me so I wasn't freezing because it was pretty cold back there. It was crazy. Then I remember them putting the IV in. They put it up here. There's no breathing in there anymore. I think I took a photo of it. If I did, it would come up there. That's where the IV was. Then last thing I remember was them putting an oxygen mask over my face before he started putting the anesthetic in. They put an oxygen mask over my face and then I was out. Then it must have been at least an hour and a half later, I woke up in recovery. At this time really, I wasn't with it. Like, I had no idea what time it was. I had no idea where I really was. I knew I was obviously in recovery, but at the time I was like, well, what the heck's going on? And I had actually woken up feeling really sick from the anesthetic, so they gave me something through the IV to help with that, and woke up with an oxygen mask on my face. Then from there, I stayed in there for at least half an hour in part 1 of recovery, waking up and making sure everything's alright. Then they moved me to part 2 of recovery where I could eat and finally get something to drink. Oh, forgot to mention, before I even mentioned this, my whole face went numb. So all here was numb, all here was numb, all down here was numb, and even my tongue was numb, which is the weirdest feeling. So from there, I went into part 2 of recovery. I was more awake, still wasn't with it. I was totally out of it, not gonna lie. From there, I got to eat some jelly and drink Sprite. Couldn't really eat much as I just had trouble eating because, you know, mouth numb, it's hard to eat, like, you know, not easy to eat. But, so from that point, about 8 o'clock, they called my parents. I remember them saying, oh yeah, we'll give your parents a call, you can leave in half an hour. And they said it was 8 o'clock. Then, because my parents had to grab me my prescription, because I had, how many tablets did I take? 1, 2, I have 4 different types of tablets. I can't remember what they were called. I know one was ibuprofen, a stronger Panadol, antibiotics, or maybe it was only 3. And something else. There was one more thing. Just can't remember the name of it. So they called my parents, tell them go to the grab the script, and then go to the chemist to get it. Because at that time the chemist at the hospital was closed. So they came, they got the script, they went to that, then when they came back, I was fine to let go. I remember the dress, the night thing and everything. I did have to be careful though, because at the time I still had the IV in. So Danny dress couldn't really bend my arm because, like, you know, where it was like there. And just saying, that's the most awkwardest spot to put IV. It's pretty annoying. It was annoying because I kept my arm straight, because if I bent it, it hurt or anything. So yeah. So about 8:30, they took the IV out. And so, funny story, so when they take the IV out, they tell you to keep your finger on it, so you're meant to hold it like that, so just to help stop the bleeding. And I obviously did do that for a couple of seconds, but not long enough, and about 5 minutes later, my mum's like, Natasha, your arm. I was like, and I was like, they're totally delirious. Like, you know, didn't really understand what, like, was it really with it? So then the nurse was like, oh, it's fine, we'll just clean it up and everything. And so that was fine. Got home about 8:45, no, about 10 to 9. So we left the hospital at 8:45. Got home, took all the pain relief tablets and antibiotics and whatever else. And then the next day I had to start the cleaning process, which I will go through later on in this video. So I got home, I basically took all my tablets. I legit slept in my clothes all that week. Like, no, I don't need that change because I was totally out of it and I would rather not. And for the first 3 days I had to keep my head up just because, like, with all the stuff they did and everything. I don't know. I didn't really understand. And I remember the doctor telling me stuff, and I'm just like, okay. So that was fun. So the next day I woke up at 4:30, hungry as. I woke up at 4:30 on Tuesday morning. I felt this part of my face was less numb. This day was still very numb. My tongue wasn't numb anymore, so at least I could try to eat. I ate chocolate custard. Yum, chocolate custard at 4:30 in the morning. Delicious. And at this stage, by the time I finished eating, it could have took me at least half an hour to eat the chocolate custard. At 5 o'clock, I finished eating, and my mum got up at that time, so obviously she heard me up. And at the time, my dad was up, because he works early. He had that up early to go to work. So my mum woke up, and she asked me if I was in any pain, and I was. Even though my face was still numb, this side wasn't, so I started to feel my face, and yeah. It was quite sore, so I took more pain relief, and I slept. Then went back to bed, went back to sleep until 10:30. Got up, and we kept on top of the pain meds the first couple of days just because of how bad it was going to be. So when I got up, my mum said you need to eat something and then do the cleaning routine. So basically, I had to clean my stitches and wash my mouth out every time I eat and before I go to bed. So I had to basically, they gave you this mouthwash, non-alcoholic, so it doesn't, I don't know why it's non-alcoholic, it just was. So basically I had to use cotton, they give you cotton tips, they don't give you enough though, like seriously, like, but anyway, like we had spares, like in our cupboard, and they basically my mum helped me do it the first couple of times because I couldn't really see what I was doing, and I was still kind of out of it. Just because of the medication, it makes you drowsy and everything. So I couldn't drive for a week. So that was really annoying. Couldn't be able to drive, couldn't do anything. First couple of days, I wasn't allowed to do anything. And so I legit laid in bed half the time watching YouTube and just being asleep. And as the week progressed, I started to feel back to my normal self. Sorry about him. So basically from there, I started it better as my pain wasn't so bad, so I didn't have to take much medication. Then by the end of the week, I legit was only taking Panadol, the stronger dose of Panadol they gave you, and my antibiotics, which I had to take, which still didn't help because by which did help, but it didn't stop the infection because on this side, it was, I think, Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was Wednesday morning, I woke up and this time my face was real puffy, way more swollen than it was the day before. As this side was puffy, but not that puffy because we knew there wasn't anything wrong as it was a swelling. But Wednesday, and this was like, I was looking like a bloody chipmunk. Ugh. English. Who needs English? So basically from there I started gargling with salt water just to help the infection and everything. And I think we knew what it was from just because when I started gargling with salt water, it started bleeding, which we knew, oh, okay, there's something stuck in there because Friday morning I wake up and I could taste blood, and so I obviously let my mum know that, hey, I can taste blood. And we said, okay, if we continue to taste blood, like, you know, we thought, okay, maybe it's the infection dying out, which is a good thing. And later on that, so I just skip a couple of days then. But, so Friday afternoon, I was laying in my bed and I just felt something in my mouth, and I hadn't eaten anything since that morning. So I knew it couldn't be food, and it was the cotton they used when I first had my teeth out. Obviously that got stuck, which causes the infection. And I don't think I posted a photo of this or anything. I don't even think I've got a photo of it. But but the Friday morning I woke up and there was a bruise starting to form here, which was not fun. So we had continued to ice it. Probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video. We did ice it every hour or two for the first couple of days. Then after that it was just like every so often just to help with it. Help with the swelling and everything, but we found that the ice packs they gave us worked, but after, they didn't say frozen for long, so after 10-15 minutes they were not very good. So we started using a bigger ice pack, which helped the swelling go down a lot and helped the bruising come out. So then from there I started to feel normal again. I started to eat more food, not just sort of like jelly and all that, and custard, yogurt, whatever, ice cream, frozen yogurt. I started to eat more like chicken nuggets, fish fingers, all that type of stuff, soft cooked food, pasta, sausages. Like sausages I didn't eat until like the Monday or the Tuesday after my surgery, like a week later. So as dermal wisdom tooth out, I wasn't meant to play my netball. As you know, I am a netballer, and my first game for the summer season was, my first netball game was the first week back after holidays. So I wasn't meant to play, but my mum agreed that I could play half a game, which totally didn't happen. So my coach knew, because my coach already knew that I was having this done, as we're quite good friends with her. So from there, it basically went, I told her that, hey, I can play half a game because, you know, having wisdom teeth out, I'm not meant to do any sports for 10 days, which would have been the Friday. So I played the second. Yeah, I played the second and no, sorry, I am not speaking well. I played the first and the third. I was gonna be off in the second and fourth. But I ended up playing the first, the third, and the fourth, just because I felt fine and I was doing pretty well. I wasn't in any pain or anything. So I said to my dad, who was watching me, said, can I play another quarter or do I have to come off? He said, totally fine to play, it's up to you, but if you do decide that's all you need to call time. And as I wasn't in any pain or anything, but if you ever see me play netball and you see me get injured, I'd not normally call time unless it's that bad that I couldn't cope. And my coach hates it at times when I do that, but hey, I guess everyone does it. So from there on, I started to feel more normal. I started to do things. I didn't look like a chipmunk anymore, which was nice. And so since then, I've been fine. Starting from Wednesday or Monday last Monday. I started eating more normal food. I could start eating food, but I had to cut it up into like little tiny bits, and I finally lost all my stitches, which was good. I lost them between Wednesday and Friday. I lost them, so it didn't take long to fall out after they started falling out, which was nice. So how I'm feeling now, I am totally fine. I'm 100% better. I still have to be careful with making sure food don't get stuck in the hole, because there's a couple holes where just for how they got the teeth out. There's a hole on this side, I know that, because food always gets stuck over there, and it's a pain in the butt. But, you know, it went good. I was totally fine now. I'm totally 100% better. I don't have any bruises on my face anymore. And so, yeah, I'm completely better. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I'm not restricted or anything. So, yeah, this was quite a long video. I think this is like one of my longest videos I've done. So let me know if you guys liked it. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a friendly comment down below so that's a shout out. And also, go check out the video I did with Tunic Carrot, because it's finally out. The Not My Arms challenge on Xbox. The iCard's here. So go up there, it'll be up there and in the links below. And make sure you subscribe to her channel while you're there. And if you haven't seen the video we did on my channel when me to film all these. It's a no thumbs challenge, so make sure you go check that out. It'll be in the insight at the end and up in the iCard. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks you guys for watching. So make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell if you want all updates in your newsfeed. And I'll see you next time on TASH Design. Keep creating, keep designing. Bye!